Greetings everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, The Rapper Effect, 5 P's for Freelance Success. My name is Rayanne Raskowski and I am your ultimate wingman, coach, and consultant. I empower people with fresh perspective, unique ideas, inspiration, and the desire to exceed your own expectations for success. So let's jump into today's discussion, The Rapper Effect. First, I want to know, are you looking for more money, more freedom, to be your own boss, control over your career? If you're on this call, my guess is yes, you want any one of those. And my guess is also that you're someone looking for a freelance or looking into a freelance opportunity, or you're currently a freelancer and you're not making the income that you're looking for. Speaking of which, did you know of all the freelancers that are out there, most of the income and most of the jobs go to the top 5% of freelancers? That's because of the information that we have attached in this webinar. We'll get to it in a little bit. Let's peel back the cover of The Rapper Effect and harness the power of the principles that could change your life. But first, I want to challenge you to give up your old mindset of thinking from a corporate perspective or a typical work day or environment and open up your mind to some new possibilities. So really, the rapper effect, who are you, this middle-aged woman, to be telling anybody, me, right, telling anybody about this rapper effect? What do I know about rap? One particular day when I was going to see a client, I was having a little bit of challenge trying to help create some new opportunities for this young woman. And we were having some difficulties trying to match together some of her skills. And when I get in a mode like that, I need to listen to music. That's where some of my inspiration comes from. So I threw on the iPod and hit shuffle. This particular day, it happened to pick all of my rap songs and put them all together in one. Really? It made me seem like that's all I listened to, or all of my popular songs, but that wasn't the case. Rather than getting into the rap and changing through the songs, I just let them play as my mind was thinking, and I started to pick up a pattern. And I listened to all of these songs and listened to the people that were doing them, and each song followed the same pattern. So let's jump into it and discuss it a little bit. So there's the 5 P's that actually rappers follow in their business model. 1, there's a partnering concept where they partner with someone that's more famous or has a little bit more exposure, or that partner or that other person finds this protege and sees a potential in them and they partner. The second step is actually piggybacking. Once this partnership has actually been established, there's this piggybacking effect that goes on. So listen to some of the songs, and the way you'll hear the pattern, you'll hear the new person, the protege, the apprentice, they come out really strong with a really good hook. They really want to get you into that song to listen. That's that first goal. And once they get you to listen, they're actually rapping about who they are. And it's as if they're trying to convince you and themselves about why they're so great. And then there's a pass of the baton, so to speak, where they hand the mic over to the partnered person, or that JV, or the bigger person. And that person goes and does the rap. If you listen to their words and their delivery, it's at a different level. And this particular day, when I sat back, I had this image of a puppeteer where they were all just sitting there, managing all their little new people and how they could, and we'll get into this portfolio. So that's their portfolio of work, so to speak. And they get involved in each of those records. The next step is actually promoting. Once those two are together and there is a vision of how that first initial record goes, this person, the protege, is taken everywhere. They get introduced to all types of contacts, all types of parties, all types of venues, the lifestyle, the whole entire thing of it. And then from there, they actually get propelled. If they take that to that next level, and there's actually people adopt this new person because Mr. Big actually recommends this person, so I need to be on board. I need to be following this cool person. So the protege, if they're smart, and some of them are, they will take advantage of this and really blow out and make all the connections that they can and really do their excelling. And the last part is the profit sharing and producing. You can look at this in a way of like MLMs, really. So each person at the top of the chain has a little piece of the person below them, and a person below, and a person below, and a person below. This is the same type of effect if you think about it, and it's not as negative as you might think. What it actually is you're passing on your connections, your expertise to the person below you, and each person gets a cut of the pie. So we'll go into this in a little bit of detail in a bit. So the 5P trajectory actually happens like this. There's the partnering phase, which is your first phase. This actually takes a lot of work and the longest amount of time. The piggybacking effort, depending on how it's played, is a little bit shorter because it depends on the protege themselves, and it depends on that partner. Depends on both the crowds and if there's a really good fit. That propel stage, this is where you really need to nail it if you want to make some success. Most people drop the ball here and they don't get much further. And as you watch this trajectory, the number of people that can pull it off gets smaller and smaller. I want to be able to help you understand how to make this work and to make it succeed better for you. So once you get past this propel, then there's the promote stage, and you have the opportunity of not really taking advantage of it and it falls apart, or you really kick it into high gear and you move into that next level. The whole premise of the promote and the promotion is to get you to have that list, to get that following, that you're the expert, that person that people want to listen to, because now you have way more influence over the work that you do or don't do, the people that you are with or not with. So let's move on to the next part. Before we get into all of this, I really want to stress the importance of priming the pump. That pump is actually your base. That partnering phase, the first phase I told you about, it's a really important phase, and it can be long. But if you play your cards right and you work with the right team and get that in place first, you can actually shorten that cycle time. So this is the part that's not covered under partnering. That partnering phase is making the assumption that this work is done. The whole goal here is you want to be able to move people from why they should do business with you to how they should do business with you. This is a quote from Alan Weiss that I really believe in. It's really critical because once you get people to move from why to how, you're moving from a commodity and a rate type of structure to your value, and people want to work with you. I really like this slide because I don't know about you, my inbox looks like this. Everywhere I go, because I study social media and marketing, everybody wants their 15 minutes. Everybody wants to be heard. They've heard all of the mumbo jumbo and the hype about social media, and they're all out there. And this is all you see. And pretty much this is my brain on information that's all coming at me. What really gets through is those people that make the effort and stand out separately. And that's why you see the difference with stars. They have their it. You know those people. What I'm trying to do on a way smaller scale is help all of you create your own little it, your own little world, your uniqueness, so that people want to gravitate to you for that reason, or you attract like-minded people. So your foundation has to be in place. You've all heard the hype about social media, and I am quite sure all of you are participating. But what I've seen across the board is many people don't have a method to their madness. They're being told to go on this tool or that tool, and they don't really take a minute to look at their goals or their target customer or their target niche. And if you don't have that in place, you need to take some time to cement